In this lesson, we are going to be looking at how to create and read information that is displayed on a box and whisker plot. So first of all, what is a box and whisker plot? If you're taking notes, you want to fill in the blanks as we go along here. A box plot, or also called a box and whisker plot, because if you look down here, this is the box and these are the whiskers. So some people call it the box and whisker plot. What a box and whisker plot does is it divides an ordered set. Ordered set means that the numbers that are given are put into chronological order. That's what an ordered set is. An ordered set of data into 4 equal parts. It includes the least value. It's called the first quartile, the second quartile, the third quartile, and the greatest value. So if you look down here at the picture, you'll see what a box and whisker plot looks like. The least value is always at the far left, and the greatest value is always at the far right. We're going to divide this into 4 parts: quarters, quartiles. When you think about quarters, there are 4 quarters in a dollar, and so each quartile is going to be represented at 25% of the information. So the information that lies within here would be 25% of the information. This is called the first quartile, the number that falls here. Then this is the median, which is the middle number. This is called the third quartile, or the upper, also called the upper quartile, and this is also called the lower. So you can hear this either way. You'll either hear first quartile or lower quartile, or you'll hear third quartile or upper quartile. Synonyms for those that you need to be familiar with. So what this does is 25% of the information will be represented here, 25% here, 25% here, and 25% here. That's why we call them quartiles, because it divides everything up into 4 equal parts. So step 1, in order to create a box and whisker plot, is to write the data or the numbers in numerical order. Remember, it said that it is an ordered set of numbers. So we start with the lowest number. We're just going to start writing them. So we have 5. I don't know if that red shows up very good. Let's try blue. 5, 6, and you just keep going, writing the numbers in order. 7, 8. I don't see any more single digits, so we'll go to 11 and 12 and 13 and 13 again. You write it twice because it was listed twice. Then 15 twice. And then the highest number is 20. But that's for your first step, is to make sure that the numbers are in order from least to greatest. I'm going to erase that because it'll show it better with my white here. So here are the numbers written from least to greatest. Now we're going to divide this into quartiles. So the first step to do that is to find the median. Wait a minute, I need to go back one step. We have to figure out the median in this slide. First step is to figure out the median. That means where is the middle set of numbers. So let's count how many numbers we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If you have 13 numbers, what would the middle number be? Well, if you go up one number to 14 to the nearest even number and divide by 2, it would be the 7th number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be the middle or the median number. Now that works when there are an odd number of numbers. Now if you don't want to do it that way, then you could just say, okay, there's the first and last, there's the next first and last, and you can start marking them off like this until you get to what's in the center. Now, since there was an odd number, we have a number in the center, and that number is 13. So 13 is the median. Put a line right there. So there's our median. That's the first step that we do. Now, the second step is going to be find the median of the lower half of the data. So remember that 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this was our median. So we're not using this number anymore because it's the median. We're looking just at these 6 numbers, and we want to find the median of just those 6 numbers. Now, because there is an even number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are 2 numbers in the center. Because if you were to cross off 5 and 12 and 6 and 11, you would see that there's 2 numbers in the middle. So we're going to have to take the average of those 2 numbers. So the middle of these 6 numbers would be the average of 7 and 8, which is 7.5. There's our median. We averaged our 7.5. Now we want to find the next bit of information, which is finding the median for the upper half. So here's the upper half of data. Again, there are 6 digits. So the middle is going to be the average of 15 and 16 because there is an even number. So the average between 15 and 16 is 15.5. So what we've done now is we found out that the median of the entire information is 13. The median of the lower quartile is 7.5, and the median of the upper quartile is 15.5. These are the numbers we're going to use in making our box and whisker plot. So now that we have found out that information, you'll see it right here. I have it still here. We're ready to start drawing now. So here are the steps that you go through. First, you're going to draw a line at the median value. First, we drew a number line. We look at the range. We went from 5 to 20, so I started out with a number line numbered from 1 to 20. So I started out with an appropriate number line. Now I want to draw a line at the median value. Start here in the middle. We decided that 13 was the middle, so above or next. I usually just do it right above the number line. You could do it right on top, but I like it better above the number line. I'm going to put a line there for the median. Then you're going to draw lines at both the lower and upper quartiles. Remember these numbers that we found? These 3 numbers. We found the median, and then the median of the lower, and the median of the higher. All of these are going to have lines. So we put one at 7.5 on the number line, and we put one at 15.5. So this is the median of the entire set, median of the lower, median of the higher, all represented by a line. Now, to make our box, we're going to do is the next step, which is draw a box connecting the lower and upper quartile. So now we just made a box out of it by drawing 2 lines. There's our box. Now we're going to draw short lines at the least and greatest values. So the least value is 5. So over 5 on our number line, we're going to draw a straight line from our box all the way to number 5. And we're going to do the same for the greatest value. The greatest value is 20, so we start at the end of the box and we draw a line all the way to 20. And if you want to, you can put a little point there. These are the whiskers. So we have the box and we have the whiskers. And this helps identify values. Okay, so look at this. What is the median? Well, we found the median. The median is the middle number. It's always represented right here where this middle line is on the number line. So the median is 13. So if you didn't have this information to look at, and you were just looking at the box and whisker plot, you would find the median by finding that middle line of the box. That shows you where the median is. And then if you ask for the minimum value is the least value. So on the number line, you look here at the whisker, and you look to where it ends, and you look down, and the least value is 5. So what is the maximum value, or the greatest value? Again, you look at the upper whisker, look to where it ends, and look down on the number line, and it would be 20. So the range of numbers ranged from 5 to 20. We can tell that by looking at our box and whisker plot. What is the lower quartile? So the lower quartile, remember, would be 5, or 7.5, I'm sorry, 7.5. The lower quartile is right here. Remember, it was the median of the lower quartile, right here at 7.5. You can tell that by where the line is. The upper quartile, again, you look at the third line over here, and you go straight down on the number line, and you can see that it's about 15.5. Mine's off just a little bit. It's kind of hard on a PowerPoint to get those exactly where you want them, but it's 15.5. The range is always subtracting the greatest value, subtracting the least value. So the greatest value is 20, identified over here. And we're subtracting the least value, which is 5. And so the range would be 20 minus 5, which is 15. What is the mode? Mode is the number that occurs the most often, and we actually have two of them. We have 13 that occurs twice and 15 that occurs twice. What percent of the data, is above the upper quartile? Now remember, this is the important thing. This is divided into quartiles. So 25% of the data is in this region, in the first quartile. 25% of the data is in the second quartile. 25% is here, and 25% is here. So when it asks what percent of the data is above the upper quartile, this is the upper quartile. What's above it? 25%, because it breaks it all into 25% bits. What percent of the data is below the median? Well, remember the median is in the middle. So what percentage is represented below that? Well, we had 25% and 25%. So that is 50% of the data is represented below the median. And that kind of shows you how to read a box and whisker plot and how it's organized. And hopefully now you can look at a box and whisker plot and figure out what the median is and kind of understand what they look like. The box and whisker plot.